Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our next live session. I'll be your producer for our session, but before we start, I do have some quick housekeeping. Please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We seek to provide a respectful environment for both our audience and presenters. While we absolutely encourage engagement in the chat, we ask that you please be mindful of your commentary, remain professional and on topic. Keep an eye on that chat. We'll be dropping helpful links and checking for questions for our presenters to answer. Our session is being recorded. It will be available to view on demand right here on the Microsoft Reactor channel. With that, I'll turn it over to our speaker for today. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, all good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining. And thank you again for joining um, for my session. Today, we have a very interesting topic all about to build a smart and maybe fast custom AI agents with our Copilot Studio. I'm Kasam Shaikh. I'm an MVP in AI from India, and I currently work as an associate director at Capgemini India. Let's start. So, this is all about what we are going to see in today's session. So, you will get up to the speed to what Microsoft Copilot Studio is, where it fits into the larger Copilot picture, and we will dive into details about how to build your own agent. We will also show some new functionality called autonomous agents and the extensibility capabilities of Microsoft 365 Copilot. So let's start with an overview of Copilot Studio. So Copilot Studio is an integral part of Microsoft Copilot stack, giving us a low-code way to create intelligent agents. It is a part of Power Platform, a suite of low-code tools spanning Azure, Dynamics 365, and Microsoft 365 that gives you an holistic set of tools to build business solutions. We have a few core tools within the Power Platforms like Power Apps for mobile and desktop application development, Power Automate for cloud and desktop process automation, Power BI for business analytics and reporting, Power Pages for enterprise grade website, and Copilot Studio for building agents. So the benefit of the platform is everything works together seamlessly to give you a complete set of tools for the enterprise app development. And the platform itself is a very highly extensible offering, data connector model, and with over 1300 out of the box connectors, and the ability to connect to your own API and services as well. Um, the question on everyone's mind is not just about how Copilot is going to change the world, but also it's how it's going to about how are we driving a real tangible ROI with the AI. So um, let's look into like see Copilot is all about helping with personal productivity. Okay, here in Microsoft, we believe that every employee will have a Copilot. So it is your personal assistant, and it is a kind of one-to-one relationship with every employee and every Copilot. Um, we also believe that the other half of this magic solutions is agents, and we believe agents are all about addressing business processes. So every single organization has business processes from the simplest to the most advanced, and it might be as simple as helping you process some paperwork. It might be as advanced as dealing with some customer support. But the important thing is that AI will transform those business processes over time. You will have Copilot, and you will have many agents. These are expert systems. So they work on behalf of teams and organizations, and ultimately they will be connected to Copilot in the form of the maybe a Copilot UI as AI. At Microsoft Ignite, we have announced a number of pre-built agents that are going to be built by Microsoft. So these are starter agents, things like employee self-serve with Microsoft 365 Copilot, or things like SharePoint agents that are now generally available. That you can go create an agent immediately from any SharePoint site. Or what was announced in October in London, the Dynamics 365 pre-built agents. So all of those are agents that you can go open inside of Copilot Studio and customize further. And then there is a build by third parties such as Adobe, ServiceNow, SAP. So this all to say we believe there will be a large ecosystem of agents. So Copilot Studio, where it fits in. Okay, it fits in into this picture by providing an end-to-end low-code conversational AI tool for building agents. Okay, it's an end-to-end low-code conversational AI tool for building the agents. So we believe that the best place to build agents in the world where you're going to be building lots of them is in Copilot Studio as a low code, our low code platform for building agents. So whether you are building them from Microsoft 365 Copilot, your website, or your application, wherever it is. So let's dive into more of the ins and outs of what you need to know about building agents in Copilot Studio. Um, so let's take a look at the building blocks of Copilot Studio. Copilot Studio has an end-to-end life cycle for agents within a single pane of glass. You can build, you can deploy, you can analyze, manage agents all from within the same web experience. Okay, and when it comes to building agents, you have multiple options. So it's really accessible to makers of all the skill levels. So whether you are more on the no code, low code side or on the full code side, so you can get started quickly with agents that are pre-built for you. Or you can even build with natural language. So this lets you describe what you want agents to do, and AI can do all the heavy lifting for you, asking you follow-up questions and assisting you in building the agents. So there is a refreshed user experience in the visual authoring canvas to make it easier than ever to navigate and customize your agent. So, and if you ever find yourself needing to look at the code and wanting to make a quick change there, you can get a side-by-side view of the visual authoring canvas and backend YAML code. Okay, so this is really helpful for making quick changes and even sharing snippets of code. And you can even share those YAML snippets from your Copilot Studio agents in our Power Platform snippets, sorry, repo, so that others can benefit from them. So let's look how quickly we can get a fully functional agent using an agent that is a pre-built for you. Okay, so what we'll do is we will create a self travel. We will use a safe travel template, and we'll add some travel websites to it, and then we will test it. So for the brevity of this session, I have recorded the video to avoid any kind of technical challenges. So let me quickly open that. Cool. So this is the Copilot Studio. At the time of recording, this is how it was looking into copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Of course, you have used to have the license to use it, or even you can have a free trial for 30 days. Um, you can see a very nice interface all about this, about clicking the things and getting the things done. You have this agents templates all over here, and the travel template which I was talking about, which I mentioned just before getting into this, is over here. um, we can also ask to create the agent by ourselves, but we will see in the later demo. But let's see first how we can do it by the template. Let me run it. Okay, so it's about all these templates, and then you can just select the safe travels. It's a recorded one. I'm just letting you know about, just to kind of giving a voiceover to where we are. But it's a very self-explanatory video. So we are changing. You can change the icon. You can write the description. You can give the instructions for that. You can add the knowledge base, our public website, SharePoint, and let's add some website link. So if about safe travels, they have added an Australian website. You just click, and you can name that knowledge base, like what that link is all about. It's all up to you, and just click on add. Okay, now you can see that Australia travel site is already added. Click on create. It will take few seconds to have it, to get it ready for you for the testing. It's there in the right hand corner. You get that test icon, just click over it. Okay, you get the welcome message. You saw all that description and instruction which you have added already. It's been added as a part of this agent. Now we can test it with sample questions, and you can see a very awesome response coming in, along with the references, of course, like from where it is coming in, sort of. Okay, and let's ask something else. Okay, cool. So this is coming from the website which we have added as a part of the knowledge source. So once we are satisfied, let's click on publish. Of course, we need to get access for that agent to be used by everyone. So we need to publish it. Make sure that you publish your changes religiously to bring it in action. Okay. This was a kind of a very simple, easy to go start template, or the agent which we built from the pre-templates. Now let's know about knowledge. So we saw just now like how fast we can build an agent from a template. So let's talk more about the ins and outs of the knowledge. Okay. So we briefly looked at knowledge in that demo, where we added that another public website to our safe travel copilot, and it was a public website. Even it can add it as in SharePoint site for it. But knowledge is one of the most important things that we configure when we are building out our own agents. So it's connecting to the knowledge that gives the co-pilot the power to answer question instantly over your data, okay, the source which you are providing. And you can connect to variety of different sources. Okay, um, it is not just the public websites. This can be internal SharePoint sites, OneDrive, the file links, files like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, CSV, JSON, and many more. So you can even manually upload the files to your agent. So we can extend the knowledge available, as well as connecting to backend services with custom connectors and integrating it with Azure AI Foundry. And with all this knowledge sources, uh, of course, the permissions are respected to make sure that your data remains secure. Okay, so now let's dive into that building agents. We built something a little bit more custom using conversation experience in Copilot Studio. So I will show you how the agent can chat your over your data. Okay, so let me. We have a very interesting videos. Okay, so we are back over here now. As I said, we can mention what you want to create as an co-pilot. So we have added saying that we are preparing a kind of bot which will be answering the questions to the troubleshooting problems only with Microsoft products, and it will provide some guidance, solutions, and all. Okay, for Microsoft software and services. So we have added in that first window. You can, again, I will run for you. So here we have added that explanations in a natural language, and then it's just came up with that screen to start or to get more information. It's a kind of you are configuring your own agent, how it will look, how it will talk, how what it will do, kind of. Okay. Um, so the next step is, what should I say? So it kind of, you can set a professional tone over here, a maybe friendly tone, and you can mention, like, how you can send the response. It could be in a bullet point format, or it could be in a, anything, JSON format, whatever standard formats you want to reply. Okay. And then the next is, any tips or any knowledge base. So here you will be adding the links to, or you will give some references links from where it can get the, main, as a data source, or you can get whatever the question is being asked, where from that, which references links they can go and have that particular answers as an output. So once that is given, you can see it is responding with you. Okay, great. Your Copilot will be using as input. So as in, it will keep you asking what to, configure your agent well. So it will keep you asking some questions. Okay, and this is where you have to. Okay, okay. So uh, wait. Huh. Now the next things, like, you need to provide some kind of, um, you know like, don't talk about the products or services that are on Microsoft. So all those instructions, whatever you wanted to provide. And now, if you say that I'm done, it's fine. Okay, you're done. So once you click on I am done button, like, it says, are you okay, are you done with it, or you want to give some more informations. Once you click on that I am done, it will start creating, uh, you know uh, your kind of first hand agent with all the instructions which you are given. If you can even test it over here. So it has just asked, and what is Copilot, and it gave the answer from there. Also gave the reference link from which, from which website or from which source it has given you the answer. Um, again, once you are done with testing, you can just click on the create, and it will take fewer minutes to configure. Of- and all those things, whatever you have given, see that it has come up with the name, the description, the instruction which you have asked, the tones and everything, again with the testing. And you can see that knowledge links which you have added as a part of it is also listed here. Okay. Now let's add some more knowledge to it, and by clicking on that knowledge tab, as I said, you can add files, SharePoint, you can upload files, links. So we are adding a SharePoint link over here, just to add to that about three sources. Write the description, and it is just got added. Okay, cool. So we'll come to it again, but before that, let's have something like about what it was on Logic. Okay. So in that demo, we briefly talk about the topics, and how generative answers uses a custom topic to have those generative responses. Now we will build. Uh, we'll build out an agent solely by connecting it to our knowledge. If you want to fine tune your agent and have more control over the topics, topics is how we do that. Okay, so if you want to fine tune your agent, have more control, topics is how we do those things. So when you're building out an agent, you are inevitably running or run into those situations where strict generative answers just don't cut it, and you need that more fine-grained, control over the conversational flow. So which exactly what we can do with topics. They gave us a way to completely customize the conversation flow with specific turn by turn dialogues and workflows. So you can get very granular and define and exactly what should kick off a particular topic. So what key phrases and things you are going to be looking for that should kick off this particular topic. Okay. You can ask specific question, send message, and branch your conversation, and then conditions. So you know the phrase which will be clicking, which will kick the agent, and then you can provide some, you can ask some questions. Based on the response, you can send some messages, you can have some conditional things and those conversations and all. So you can even call actions from a topic, which will get into later to connect or all the kinds of different services. And Copilot Studio supports Power Effects. Okay, so you have the ability to manipulate data using built-in Power Effect supports. It's all about, formulas which you do basically in Excel. So you can have that Power Effect support, and within this custom topics, you can even set them up so that you can escalate and hand off the conversation with full context to a live human agent. Okay. So in addition to controlling the conversation with topics, you can also customize how the data is displayed. Okay. You can customize output with adaptive cards, and you can connect your agent to a custom canvas that can be hosted as a standalone web application. So this is helpful when you need to embed a customized iframe across multiple web pages. So if you want to learn more about how this is done, you can start with a sample with the link provided, and read the documentation for information and on how it works. So it's a very simple link: ak.ms Copilot Studio hyphen custom canvas hyphen sample, ak.ms hyphen Copilot Studio hyphen custom canvas. Channels, another most important things which I really like. So once you have your agent built and ready to push out to the users, we have several options for publishing. So publishing is done in the same canvas that you build the agent in. Okay, so this support publishing to your external customers on your website or mobile apps, or your internal employees in for Microsoft Teams or Power Apps. Okay, so there are several social media channels supported as well as telephonic capability, and the ability to test your agent in a built-in demo website. Actions. So when it comes to extending your agents, you have access to variety of first and third party services through actions. Okay, so within Copilot Studio, we have access to Power Platform connector models, meaning we can consume and connect over uh, 1400 first and third party services automatically through actions. A connector is a wrapper. Now, what is connector? So, connector is a wrapper around an API. Okay, and we can surface up those connectors and use them within Copilot Studio via actions. So, this gives an ability to chat over that data and perform certain actions. Okay. So, it could be custom connectors for when you need to create one. Okay. Power Automate to perform further workflow automation and have it interact with your agent. AI prompts provide custom instructions to the GPT model using AI Builder. So default is now, I believe, GPT 4.0 mini model, but you can check for that. And skills. So skills is all about add a bot built in Azure bot framework as a skill. So when I say Azure bot framework, so in Microsoft Ignite was announced that the Microsoft 365 agent SDK, okay, which is an evaluation uh, of Azure bot framework. So one of the key assets is Copilot Studio client. Okay, Copilot Studio client. So which provides client access for external agents and services to communicate with Copilot Studio created and hosted agents. Okay. Okay. So let's create a topic, and then we'll look how we can create a custom topic and call an action in that topic and all. So this is again a very interesting flow. Let me start. Okay. So we are at the same place where we created our agent. Okay, that support agent, and we had added some reference sites, we have added SharePoint sites, we tested it, we published it. Okay, now what next? So in the settings, For very first you need to see that this option is on for creating the generative answers, for making the response in a very generative way for your topics and actions. So make sure that this setting is done before you start with having it more uh, when creating those topic and actions. So it is in the generative AI settings, under settings generative AI, and this is so this uh, the UI or look and feel, it was at the time of recording. It may have some changes, but the option remains same, the path remains same. Okay. Now next, when you have added that, now let's go to the next step. Let's go to topic and adding topic from blank. So this what we I just mentioned about, this phrase will kick off or trigger your agent. So it is writing like what things will make your agent start. So it's kind of some people asking for the some devices help and all, and that is what the description is given over here. Okay, if you want, I will again run it. So you need to go on topics, add topics from blank, and for trigger, like to trigger this particular topic, you have to enter a description. Like first is about what this topic does. So this description is all about what this topic will do. Okay, but this is where it will, you need to configure like how and what and how it will trigger. Kind of. Next is, I'm sorry for that to and fro, but it's a kind of lined up video, so sometimes it's getting up and down. So okay, so now we created an added an action. Okay, there are different options, as you can see, sending message, ask questions, ask for a adaptive card, um, you know variable management, topic management and all. But we need to see, as of now we need to add a action. So if you see, there are different options again: basic actions, connectors, plugins, uh, and here we are just adding the SharePoint. I will show you again what we did. Okay, yeah. So there, if you see this connector, it has a create a flow where you can call out your Power Automate, get the things done, and get the response as part of this response for this particular topic. You can create a prompt that is based on that AI builders skills, about Azure bot framework, which I just mentioned, and so on. So now we will go to that connector, and we'll have that SharePoint get items stuff, because we want to get some items from the SharePoint. Of course, you need to add your own connections over here. You have to provide the authentication credentials and all. So these are all the configuration settings. The SharePoint link, maybe the list name, the entries name. Okay, we will come to this advanced setting again. Okay, where we need to filter the things, where we can order how the response will be. So basically, this is we have just configured, when we added our SharePoint site, then we configured which exactly list we want to use and the items and all. And now we will come back to this, because we want to filter the result based on how the what the user have asked for. So for that, of course, as an output for this topic, or as an output of this action, or you there is something known as variable, wherein you need to put the entire kind of the table or whatever the output you want to show as a part of your response. So you can see here you have an option: select a variable. Just click on it, and it will give you a very generalized, uh, with a very generic name. You can, of course, again click on it and give it a nice name where you can identify this variable. Okay, and of course, let's keep that table as is, so that it will be a part of the output. Okay, now, uh, okay, so before that, we will before that call to action, we will ask some questions to the user. That once it get triggers, it will ask what type of device you are looking out for, and you can give some multiple questions, of course. And again, so whatever the user selects based on that question asked, the response needs to be saved in that particular variable, and hence this variable was set. And you can see it already created some conditional sort of nodes based on those three options. Okay, again, have a look. So it is just about clicking on the node, creating a question. Okay, you can have those question, you can give those multiple question answer options, and just notice it is creating the nodes based on whatever nodes you are adding it, questions you are adding it. Okay, again, same thing, the variable, it gives the name and the choice, whatever choice users comes in, it will save in this variable where device type. Now go to the next one. Okay, so now once you have added, okay, again, we will go to the, we will set a variable. Okay, and this time you can see, we can, you will be using we need to fill in that filter configuration, right? So you will be using that power effects, and it is a very simple thing. Okay, it is just checking whether among that list whatever is being selected, that is, that status is available, and what the asset type was selected, like this where device type, so it is laptop or smartphone or whatever the choice is, whether it is being selected, whatever the user selects, and based on that it is whether equal to. So it's a very simple formula which is being used to, filter some data from that list. And here you can see this green tick, that your whatever formula you have written, the output will be, output is correct. Otherwise it will show you a message that some formulas or some things is are missing over here. Okay, so if it's all goes fine, let's click it. So it's now added and it is being saved in this variable where filter. Okay, now next, once we have created that, okay, let's come back to our main connector configurations. And now in this filter query we will select this where filter. So this is what all about, that status available and the selections and all. Okay, and now as an output we need to send back the output to the user, and you will be using an adaptive card, which I mentioned in my earlier talk. They have created that adaptive card already, so it is just about, you can go to that link and see how that card can be created, but it is just about, placing the kind of, you will get some image, names, links and all. So it is, I will show you again. So what they have done is, first they have filtered the things based on added into the variable, and then they have just added that variable over here. Now, as a part of output, you need to send a message. You click on that, and then you can select uh, different formats. Here, in this case, it's an adaptive card which they have already created. Okay. So this is what the format will be. Okay. You will see the result when we test it. Just save it, and you can see it is being saved. No problem, no errors and all as such. Let's go to the next. And so now we can test it. So what device are there? So now it triggered that particular topic. So it's started asking what type of device we want. We'll select this three option which we gave, and here is that output. Okay, the adaptive card which I was talking about with the links. If you click on this link, it will go to that SharePoint list for that particular item from where it is coming from. Of course, you need to have the access to this SharePoint link. So we do respect uh, all this authentication. You do need to have the access to the SharePoint to look into those details. Okay, so it's not like you're adding a SharePoint, it is coming as a part of your output and it goes public. No, if you have that access to that particular SharePoint site, only then you can see all the details as such. Okay, now, cool. So now we are at an, again, an interesting topic altogether. So we talk about the fundamentals of, getting started building and extending the agents with Copilot Studio. But let's now learn about the very interesting topic of autonomous capabilities of an agent. Um, so now you can tell your agent to listen for and react to an event. So it's not just a chat, and then use generative AI to cascade and orchestrate those complex, long-running business process, allowing it to act autonomously with less human intervention. Of course, with an human in loop intervention, but with less human intervention. So, like RPA, challenge with automation today was it always completes from start to finish. Okay, you pass in a series of variables and it will complete. But it often requires a human at the top of that to reason over policy documents, check the variables, and handle the nuisances. And that exactly what AI really lends itself to. Okay, to reasoning and deciding across those variables or that variability, and then deciding how it's going to invoke actions or leverage certain knowledge sources. So this is really what autonomous agents brings. It is the ability to do a task that otherwise we couldn't automate in the business. So whether it's too costly to build custom programs and implementations, or too costly to build these automations. Okay. So it also has self-healing, okay, where it will learn and improve. So one thing to take note of is that it also will comply with human guardrails, okay, and it asks for helps. So it can also trigger other agents as well. Um, for instance, like an agent can now react behind the scenes when an email arrives, and use generative AI to trigger the appropriate chain of actions in response. So, from understanding the intent of the email to checking the configured sources of data and taking the appropriate actions to complete the process. So, orchestrating and shepherding that entire process over days. And now this is in a public video. Okay. So, let's look at this next. Let's have a quick glimpse at this. Let me check whether it runs. Okay.
I've
So, this is a
created an
video. Let's
agent
have
to
a
help onboard new employees, troubleshoot hardware questions, and order new devices. Here, you'll see I've provided a description and instructions in natural language to define the types of scenarios I'd like this agent to support. These instructions are key to guiding the behavior of this agent. I've added knowledge sources and actions specific to onboarding and hardware troubleshooting. But now I can also configure autonomous triggers for this agent, so it can run automatically in response to an event, not only when a chat trigger occurs. To do this, I'll start by choosing from any of the trigger options available, which align to your existing business processes or systems and applications you use today. I'll select a trigger to start when a new employee is added or confirmed to our database. With a couple of steps, I'm able to configure this trigger and select the table and the scope for the Dataverse record where this new employee information is being stored for my organization. With this new trigger added to my agent, it will now execute the appropriate actions asynchronously without me having to request any support directly. It does this by leveraging the actions I've configured and the instructions I've given it to welcome the new team member and order them new equipment for their first day. Let's test this new trigger. To do this, I'll simulate adding a new employee record to the Dataverse table by sending the employee information in the test pane. And I'm able to see how the agent identifies the right actions and knowledge and chains them together to follow the instructions I've provided. It first identifies the knowledge source for IT procurement policies and then welcomes the new employee. The key here is that the agent builds these steps on its own. They are not prescribed steps in any static order. It's determining in real time how to self-assemble these actions and find the right one relevant to this particular employee. To continue testing, I'll respond as if I were Miguel receiving this welcome message. And the agent continues to run, identifying the next step in the chain and leveraging the action to then list out all the devices available to Miguel. In addition to testing my new trigger, I can also view all the historical runs in the new activity page, giving makers insights into the autonomous actions for their agent. You now have the ability to review each agent run, handle exceptions, and make improvements. I'll drill into one activity run to show you what I mean. Here we see another dynamic plan that was created at runtime by this agent to execute this workflow for this specific new employee. We can see the connected third-party systems that the agent used. Clicking on the details of an action, we can further dig into the specific inputs and outputs for this action, which is invaluable for debugging the connected systems and APIs. We are also able to explore the conversation history to learn more and see how we can improve this agent's outcomes. It is now easier than ever to create an agent capable of handling end-to-end tasks asynchronously to streamline workflows, enhance productivity, and drive operational success across departments.
Awesome. Okay, so what you just saw was one of the many use cases with agents capabilities. Okay. So this can be beneficial for variety of situations. So imagine having an agent that can help with onboarding, okay, by automatically setting up your first week of meetings, or an agent that can create purchase order for device refresh request, or one that can help with sales and services scenarios by making reservations and handling complaints. So there are many possibilities with this agent capabilities. I just mentioned few. So now that we have explored the steps that involved in building an agent, let's look at the extensibility story. Okay. So we have talked a lot about using Copilot Studio for building agent, but it can also be used to customize your Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay, right. So it's not about only building agents, but you can also customize your Microsoft 365 Copilot using Copilot Studio. So this gives us an end-to-end AI tool chain that meets you where you are with the right tool for the job. Okay. So Copilot Studio is included in Microsoft 365 Copilot at no additional cost. To extend the capabilities, they're using a low-code approach. Okay. So with Copilot Studio, you can also easily connect to Microsoft 365 Copilot to other data using either pre-built or again custom plugins and GPTs. You can create and orchestrate sophisticated logic, and Copilot Studio includes management capabilities, so allowing IT to stay in control. So when you're looking to customize, tailor, or extend Microsoft Copilot, you can also use Azure AI Foundry for some sophisticated scenarios. There are multiple ways that we can extend the Microsoft 365 Copilot with Copilot Studio. Okay, so one is prompt plugins. Prompt plugins, which are part of AI builders to generate the content with AI, like summarizing text, long blocks of text, and extracting some kind of text, some phrases and all. We have conversational plugins that enables you to build a topic and call that via Microsoft 365 Copilot to do the things like get data from SAP and other backend systems via an action. We have connector plugins to provide a way to connect directly with an API in Microsoft 365 Copilot. So for example, natively connecting to the ServiceNow connector to list the incidents. And of course, Power Automate plugins enables you to call automations to do the things like creating approvals and all. So now I spoke briefly to how developers can look to Azure and build out custom extensibility for the agents built with Copilot Studio. Okay, this slide basically represents the breadth of capabilities from Azure that you can use with Copilot Studio. So whether that is to extend the language model or the knowledge base, your development process, down to the analytics and telemetry. So again, I will repeat: the Microsoft 365 agent SDK .NET is the evaluation of Azure bot framework. So it has core conversational managers kind of and channel adapters, which provides the SDK component to support building custom engine agents. Even the Copilot Studio client, which provides the client access for the external agent. So I've already mentioned you about this. Now, let's speaking about the analytics and telemetry. We can't talk about building and extending agents without touching on how we analyze these agents. Okay, of course, this is a very important part. So, Copilot Studio built-in conversational analytics dashboard offers a very simple and a very clear view of how your agent is doing, how it is working. Okay, so you will be able to see which topics are having the greatest impact, the topics which you create, all the actions and all. So, which topics it stays on the high top hierarchy, so you can see like which topics is having greatest impact on escalations or maybe abundance or resolution rates. The most common questions your users are asking to your agents. Okay, the detailed uh, data, sessions transcripts, content moderations, insights, and more. So again, like instances where your agent didn't successfully return an answer, even that you can have that clear view where your agents were not able to answer, so that you can fix it, or you can work more on that to make your agents more smarter. And if that is not enough, using the out of the box feature in Azure Application Insights, you can see how user move between the topics and much more. So you can log telemetry with Azure Application Insights. So you can analyze how your agents are being used and how they are performing. Okay, cool. So with this, I believe uh, we came to an end of the interesting session. So it's time for Q&A. Let me. Okay. So before we take on the Q&A, okay, I would request you to kindly share your feedbacks for the today's session, and that will really help us out to curate more interesting topics in a more interesting and engaging way, so that it definitely helps out the you as well as us to uh, explore more into the creativity part. So please scan this QR for the feedback for the today's session. I will be really looking out for this feedback. Some interesting things are coming in very soon. Okay, so I'll wait for a few minutes. Meantime, you can just keep on posting your questions if you want. Then I will come back to the Q&A one. Okay. Um, so if you have missed out other sessions in this series, yeah, the Genius series 2.0, you can please scan this, and you will get to that AI Genius series page. Okay, for all the sessions and upcoming sessions as well. And now the most interesting part, there's an exclusive badges for all of you to display on your social channels. So you can scan and download this AI Genius certified badge. Okay, uh, just scan the QR code and download the badge, and then you can post it on the LinkedIn. You can tag me, you can tag the Reactor, you can tag Microsoft, and don't forget to add MSAI Genius hashtag, please. Are you done with this? Don't worry, I will go back to all the three scanners again. Sorry, QRs again. So this is one for your badges. This is the one for getting all the sessions from the Microsoft AI Genius series, and this is for the today's feedback session. Okay, so let me quickly reshare my screen so that I can, you know, see the questions if at all it is coming in. Give me just a second. Okay, so now let me see if we have some questions. Okay, so you can try out. There is one question about the PFA data knowledge base. So of course, as I said, it is giving that capability of reading different formats, maybe Word, Excel, PDF, and all. Uh, I've the based on the accurately readable of the agent. Yes, it does, but it does have some limitations with respect to the size. So you can check in that when you upload, there is an sizes and more information available over there. I'm not able to recollect the exact file size restrictions or something. So, but yes, it is very similar to the knowledge base which we used to add for the uh, Q&A maker and the knowledge base services and all. So it had at that time it has a cap of 30 MB, and this for this I need to check. Good question. I will make a note and I will definitely respond to you on this. Yes, Sandeep. Definitely, you can create, you can build agents without Copilot. There are many different stacks provided by Microsoft again to build the agents. Maybe pro code, low code, no code. You can definitely go to the Azure AI Foundry, and then you can create an agent. You can even go with the Teams, uh, uh, maybe different code options to create an agent using, of course, the Microsoft stacks. So yes, without Copilot, you can do that. But this session was basically for exploring more about the features of Copilot Studio with agents and its extensibility. Uh, I don't know whether it's the best way to read from Excel, but what we did once in a part of POC, so we had that Excel sheet with us, and we just saved it as an PDF, and then we uploaded it, and it was reading absolutely perfectly fine. So you can try it out. Yes, you can use for desktop. You try using SharePoint. It is very well now. It's available, and you can use it. and it really gives a very strong control on your data as well. So try using it if you haven't used it yet. So there are many things when you add SharePoint. It's not about just adding the list. It is when you call it in, there are something known as metadata and all those part where you can, of course, give a filter. Of course, you can have the search over it. So basically, that is when we try to get a role based output from even from the SharePoint data which is coming on. So uh, there are many ways to improvise how your data or how your agent is responding based on the actions and the things which you can add. So yes, if you have already done that, please try out using this particular filters, and it will definitely sort out the things. Yes, so this Copilot Studio license and Azure, it's not one. So you have different Azure subscription, and you have a license for that Copilot Studio. So it's not one and the same. Reference link for what? Sorry, you have just mentioned. Can we have the reference link for the same? So for what? Can you please specify so that you just drop this. You have already added the comment, right? So let the team come up with how they can share these resources, maybe through a GitHub link or something, where you can get the. I don't know about whether you can get the slides and all, and what all uh, details or what all things you will get. But yes, again, I will definitely try to reach out the team and ask them to respond on this about the presentation PDF. So it's about again it based on the analytics, as I said. All these agents have the different topics associated, and we can very well have a very nice view of which agent is impacting, which agent is coming through, what all things it is, whether it is giving a response properly, what are the rates of abandoning, what are the rates of not completing the entire flows and all. So there are many parameters where you can analyze and keep the tracks of these agents. Of course, you can on the top of you can add the application insights. You can add some flows based on this analytics to create some Power BI dashboards or for this particular stuff. So there are many ways where you can, that's what I said in the start. So that this all the tool which comes under that Power Platform is a very you know seamless to get integrate and work together, and that's what it gives more power over it. So yes, that is one of the way you can track, but yes, there are you can have very different approaches to get the things done. So very good question. How can we make sure that the KB answers are accurate and only derived from KB rather than being generated by itself? So um, Siva, as you can see, whenever the Copilot responds you with with the answers, it provides you a source, it provides you a reference link from where it is coming from. And of course, if you have the knowledge source, if you have given, even if you provide some external public website links, okay, for all the responses, it gives you the proper references from where it is taking from. So the user or you, even you can test during whether the same response is coming from that particular stuff. So it makes sure that the knowledge or the knowledge source or the KB which you're adding as part of your data remains in that particular boundaries. And adding references is one of the best part of it. Okay, so the reactor has the team has given the is again asking you for this badges, and let me keep that screen on for your badge. Mm, yes, if you scan that particular code, you can see that badge, even that image of that badge which you will be getting, right? So don't forget to add that tag hashtag MSAI Genius. You can tag Reactor, you can tag Microsoft, you can tag me as well. Copilot Studio agents can read Excel sheet, dynamic formulas. Need to check. Or I'm not sure about it, but very nice questions about dynamic formulas for the Excel sheets. Let me check on this. I will definitely respond to you back. There are many forums, Raju. It's not public. Even you can go for the. There are many Microsoft platforms where you can ask the questions. I believe do have for the in the LinkedIn also. Okay, so you want to see this. So okay, so Llewellyn, I have shared that particular screen now, so you can scan that QR for the other sessions and lessons as well. Murtuza for the lab access, I'm not sure, but I think Microsoft Reactor team will definitely respond to you on this, but I'm not sure whether you can get that lab access as such. No, I didn't mention that the use of Power FX in Excel. I said Power FX is something that we usually use a kind of formulas in Excel. It is very much similar. So for the audience, just to give a gist of what Power FX is, I use that term that how we use formulas in Excel. The similar way when we can use some such formulas as a part of Power FX. So it is not that we can use Power FX in Excel for the dynamic content, but I got many questions on this, so I will definitely revert checking with the team how this can be done for the dynamic and complex Excels. But for the simple one, or rather for an kind of an Excel with a nice huge data, what we did, it worked for us for from saving it as an PDF and getting it read kind of. But yes, definitely it's not for kind of some complex stuff. I understand. Okay, so the team has given the link. Okay, where you can just get that particular all the sessions from AI Genius Series 2.0. Beyond, see, basically what I follow is the best. I will recommend Microsoft Learn. Okay, the applied skills. They are the best to go with to learn any products from for Microsoft. Documentation is another best live document where you can get all the things done. Even you can ask the question, you can raise the PR. If you find something, you can create an issue directly over there. And the team are very helpful. They respond to you well. To answer your question, I do follow Microsoft Learn and Applied Skills, wherein it is not only about learning or going through some objective paths, but it is also about some hands-on. It gives you an assessment box for 2 hours, and it asks to do some exercises and all. So applied skill really works. So you can definitely, I will recommend for Microsoft Learn and applied skills, Microsoft Applied Skills. Apart from that, it's all of your choice. There are many. Uh, so I don't want to specifically call out anything from here, but yes, there are many. I prefer Microsoft Learn. and applied skills. Yes, Tripti, you can do that. Okay, I think I'm done with all the questions. I'm at the last. If I missed anything, please don't worry. I will go again and go through it again, and I will definitely respond to you. It's all on YouTube. But as of now, I have completed with all the questions. I again request you, to please share your feedbacks. Definitely, it will help us. And please download your badge. Please go through that genius links, that page links for the other session as well. We have very interesting sessions done so and again lined up, so you can definitely go through it. Okay, our team. I think we are done. Thank you, everyone.